All right, everyone, the internet is having a conundrum right now, especially over on Twitter, where a certain individual is now trending. The claim is that this is actually a real person. This is not trolling. I'm going to read you out a couple of tweets here. The claim is that this is actually the Ericamarsh who worked as an organizer for Obama and volunteered for his campaign and has been effectively a lifelong Democrat, that this is the actual person. An actual serious opinion from a white NIMBYist liberal. That's believable. Again, I've met some of these people, and in private, if you liquor them up a little bit, they'll say stuff like this all the time. They get more racist as they drink more and more, you'll find. I'm just going to read you out the tweet, and then the ass-covering tweet again. The conundrum is this actually a really, really successful long-term trolling campaign? Because it dates to September 2022, so that's some stamina right there, keeping up that act for almost a year. Or is this a serious opinion? We will let you decide, because I actually have no clue for once. It's like it pushes the very limits of believability that it could be a real person's opinion. But I'm just going to read it out. Oh my! If you haven't seen it, prepare for your morning chuckle. Ericamarsh tweeted the other day in the wake of the Supreme Court decision with regards to affirmative action. Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty. Now, again, if this is a troll, it's a real successful one, not breaking character for an extended period of time. But there was a follow-up tweet that may indicate that this is actually, like the tweet's real, archive link in the description, of course, but that it's actually, it represents a real opinion. That's what everyone is wondering right now. Again, I don't know. Here's the follow-up. Allow me to clarify this tweet, which is being manipulated for propaganda and misinformation by Ultra MAGA. Ooh, spooky term. The intention of my tweet is to highlight that prior to affirmative action, there existed a supposedly merit-based system for black individuals to gain admission to colleges. That's not really historical, but we'll get past that. However, these institutions employed racial profiling to prevent black individuals from attending under the guise of this merit system. I want to emphasize that my statement in no way suggests that black individuals are less intelligent than people of other races. Well, you did, quite explicitly in your wording. You did. And there's another follow-up too, a thinly veiled thread. How dare people criticize me and call me racist for saying something that a reasonable person would actually construe as racism, as opposed to discriminating against Asian and white students being labeled falsely to be racism. Here you've got the real deal. And here's the ultimate ass covering. If anyone is a defamation lawyer who works on contingency, please DM me. Thanks. I believe that is roughly echoing what Krasenstein said the other day, because he's getting dogpiled for similarly bad takes. Brian and Ed Krasenstein both. Lawyer up, people. People are saying mean things about me online that reflect adequately the views that I have publicly expressed. And how dare they possibly do that? So we're going to first let's assume that this is actually a real, genuine opinion. It shows the white gated community, liberal, NIMBYist sort of mindset. Maybe she had one or two too many of Elizabeth Warren's cocktails. Too many mixed drinks at the AOC party before tweeting. You shouldn't drunk tweet, Erica. It's not a good idea. Because then you say stupid shit. You get dogpiled, and then you have to spend hours talking to lawyers who are inevitably going to tell you, look, honey, you got no case because you made the tweet publicly. And, of course, Sticks, X, and Hammer and probably others already archived it. So, anyone that's criticizing you right now and saying this is a racist statement, which a reasonable person would take it to be, you've got no case against them. Let's assume that. Again, it's just the same bullshit NIMBYism that I've seen over and over again. Like, look at like Clarence Thomas. So Clarence Thomas is an example of a very successful black man. He's on the Supreme Court, and he's getting, supposedly he's taking big bribes from billionaires, which is not entirely the case, although he did receive quite a few lavish gifts. Let's be very, very frank about that. As has every other member of the court, except for apparently Kagan, or is it Sotomayor, even worried about being given bagels by a friend. I think that was Sotomayor. And So yeah, if you want to live a Spartan lifestyle and only get the six-figure salary of a Supreme Court justice, really, you've put on your monk's robe and you're shouting alms for the poor at that point. This is a statement of her astonishing clarity. If you look at, for example, Clarence Thomas or somebody similar to that, who is successful, they did so in that supposed merit-based system. I realize that everyone's constantly shouting about how affirmative action helped Clarence Thomas. He did well in school. He may have been subject to affirmative action on the admissions process, but he definitely succeeded. Under affirmative action, one of the problems with it is, imagine that you are really smart. You are really talented, and you happen to be black or Hispanic or something. You happen to be BIPOC. You happen to be a person of color. How this is different from colored people, which would rankle the average person in parlance, is not entirely clear. So you go to college, and you get your master's degree or whatever. You become a dentist, you become a lawyer, you become, you're the commissioner, you become a governor or something. You're successful. Even if affirmative action played no role, you really just did really get really great scores, your GPA 4.0, you took a dozen AP courses, and you knocked it out of the park, top of your class, fucking valedictorian in high school and in college. You were in NHS, you were in all the clubs, you ran all the clubs, you were student president, etc., etc., etc. You did everything right. There will be people, many of which are white NIMBYist liberals like this person supposedly is, who will chuckle to themselves and say, oh, we helped another black person to succeed. Poor little black person could not have done it on their own. Affirmative. And by the way, then if they wander off the plantation politically, so they don't vote Democrat, generally speaking, it tends to be a heavy partisan overlap on that phenomena, then they will berate them and call them names. Uncle Tom, Oreo, racial epithets. I see this all the fucking goddamn time, especially aimed at fucking Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas, by the way, with his overdeveloped sense of humor, finds this hilarious, apparently, and constantly writes one-liners about these people. I don't know that this is a real, genuine opinion, but I can definitely vouch, anecdotally of course, that in private I have spoken with plenty of white liberals who do actually think that way. Now let's assume that it's a troll. Kudos to you, Ericamarsh, or whoever the fuck runs the account for real, because you really scored on this one. You got on trending for a reason. You're spreading out over the internet. I mean, look up Ericamarsh right now, just on any decent search engine, and see what you find over the last roughly 12 hours. It's everywhere. Fucking 4chan, fucking for what little it's worth at this point, Reddit, all over Twitter, and fucking YouTube videos and everything. You've gone viral. Congratulations. With either another really, really bad, hilarious, and self-owning hot take from a NIMBYist gated community liberal who probably is from the upper middle class and definitely isn't drinking the Bud Light. We'll have a couple of cans in the background of a vlog for show, just to show how woke they are, but really then they're drinking their private vineyard stock after the show is over. Or you are a very, very successful troll. Either way, congratulations to you, and congrats to the liberals who are falling all over themselves to declare this to be satire, even though we don't know that. This could actually be a genuinely held opinion. Again, probably delivered after a couple of fucking drinks. Oh my god, affirmative action is gone? Well, I'm going to need a bottle to take the edge off this. Oh, I think I'll open Twitter. That sounds like a good idea. Let me give complex political opinion statements on Twitter to my tens of thousands of followers while I'm completely goddamn sauced. That's such a great idea. I think you fucked around and you found out on that one, unless you are, again, and I tip my hat to you if you are, a very, very successful troll. I'm McLovin' it. That's about all. Peace out.